Mr. Ludo, my last thing here is I wanted to, something that disturbed me a little bit was there were a couple articles actually that disturbing, but this one I want to focus on a little bit. There was an article in the newspaper, and it said Arena Advocacy Group launches petition but doesn't share financial backers. It goes on to say a group pushing to, this was in the Enquirer, a group pushing to use the county sales tax to build a new arena in Cincinnati revealed several endorsements Tuesday, but has refused to say who is financially backing the effort. According to a press release obtained early by the Enquirer, Cincinnati City Council members Mega Owens and Seth Walsh, as well as former Mayor John Cranley, support the Hamilton County Growth Alliance's work to replace the 50-year-old Heritage Bank Center with a state-of-the-art arena. Former City Councilman Chris Bortz and community activist Ozzie Davis, who is an employee of the Alliance, also backs the group's plans. And then it says, led by Cincinnati-based political consultant Jay Kincaid, part of the Alliance's mission is to boost its plan to finance a new arena using decades-old sales tax that currently pays for the maintenance of both Paycor Stadium and Great American Ballpark. The group put out a petition this week to garner civic support. It goes on to say, of course, they have us, Hamilton County Commissioners Driehaus, Summerall, Dumas, and Reece didn't respond to comment on a potential vote to amend the sales tax. They go on to say they don't know who's funding it, but they go on to also say that what the group wants is that it cannot be on the river. Now, I can only speak for myself. I want to be clear that I've not been against an arena. My question has always been, who's going to pay for it? I know that I want to be clear, I'm not going to support raising taxes on people on the backs of taxpayers. I'm a little concerned, I won't say a little concerned, I want to just send a quick message because City Hall, these are council members, and then Councilmember Seth Walsh writes an editorial. I want to be clear, I know this is an election year for City Council, but I hope that the strategy is not going to be to run against the county. Because if that's the case, I'm going to have to speak out because I've been on City Council, and there's some things that I might not agree with, but I have stayed out of it. So I want to let the people who are running, those that's in and those that's trying to get in, running against the county and all the work that we have done, $60 million in affordable housing for largest in history for people who need affordable housing. A 513 relief bus with 30,000 people we done helped and we done went mobile. The program that we just talked about, Inspire, that Commissioner Dumas has. The women and girls that Commissioner Driehaus has started with pay equity that never existed before. A tourism attraction that is nowhere in the country. A Cincinnati Black Music Walk of Fame, only a half an acre out of 198 acres, and has over almost 200,000 visitors and free. And we tried to work together, but we had a stadium that's coming up that we got to deal with the Bengals. We got a lease that we responsible for. We got to try to dig out of this 94%, 6% deal. We got a Great American Ballpark that's around the corner, and that's something we got to deal with as well. So my point is, either we're working together or we're not working together. Even our inclusion program, we don't want to talk about those numbers. So my whole point is, I would hope, because I don't think I've ever written, I don't remember seeing my colleagues writing a op-ed telling City Hall, because we got a lot of city halls. It's not just Cincinnati. We got 49 municipalities. writing what they should be doing with their funding. And my thing is, if you come up with an idea, you should have some money, because I don't come up with any ideas that didn't say the city got to pay for it, Cincinnati. When we come up with an idea, we look at our budget and we work with Ludo, and they meet with us and we try to figure it out. We never come up with an idea and demand a municipality, you gonna pay for our idea. So I just want to be clear. If we're gonna go that route, then I got to open up with the experience that I have had on city council for many years. And there's some things that I see that I might not rock with, but I have stayed out of your business. Now, if you're talking about the 25 cent or whatever the sales tax has got to come through the county, unless Mr. Ludo, when he speaks, hopefully he can tell us, maybe he talked to him. But to come in here and demand us, I mean, I don't really rock like that. I don't get bullied into doing anything. I'm unbought and I'm unbossed. People put me in. And I'm not the downtown commissioner. We've got other municipalities that need some help and assistance too. Anderson Township needs some. Colerain Township needs some. Forest Park needs some. We got a whole lot of people that need something. Springfield Township needs something. We're not just downtown. Mount Healthy needs something. So I want to try to get us back on the right track, because on one hand we say, oh, we working together. We ain't working together if council members are writing editorials telling us what to do. We're not working together if they out here with a group that's talking about they're going to put a petition drive to try to put some pressure on us. Now, the petition drive is the people saying they don't want to pay high taxes. I don't need a petition. I just came out of an election. I heard directly from the voters. 218,000 of them said they rocking with what I'm talking about. I talked directly to them. So my point is, this is not the way to go. Say we're going to take your money from the county. We're going to pressure y'all. We're going to come with this. We're going to bring. Now, we talking about Elon Musk, right? Everybody said they mad. How's he doing this in Washington and he ain't elected? Well, we've been having those kind of operations going on in Cincinnati. Unelected boards. We don't know who on the board. Now we got this group. Can't find out who they are. We're not doing the Elon Musk down here. Well, we had to get elected, and we're just that's called shadow government. The taxpayers, the voters elect somebody, and then we put somebody in between them. That's why I always have some issues with some of the stuff. Sometimes I have some issues with 3CDC. Sometimes I have some others, because you can't put somebody in between the voters. That's why we have an election. So if they don't like it, they can get rid of us. They like it, they can reelect us. But to put this in between the voters and hand over all the power to unelected boards, and we don't even know who they are. You ask tomorrow, who's on these? We don't even know them. And then they say they don't have to answer because they are private. Well, if you're private, do private money. So this is what I don't want. I don't want to give an impression that this is how Hamilton County is being run. Now, maybe it was run like this for 234 years before we got here. But that's why the people who elected new leadership. And I ain't going to speak for them. They'll speak for themselves. But that's why they elected me, to shake this thing up, open up the process, and find out what the hell is going on down there at the county. Because it's been an ATM machine. So this is not the way. I'm not saying I'm against an arena, but this ain't the way to get one. Now, I want an amateur sports facility, and I've been elected by 218,000 people. So it has to be on the table. If we putting this on the table, it's a $91 billion industry. Scholarships, activities every single day, and can bring in something out in the county areas. So I just want to put that on the table. It's nothing personal against these folks. But if there is an election, I know it gets silly. But if you think you're going to run and you're going to run against Hamilton County, then I got to respond. And I don't think you want me responding, because I don't get in your business of what y'all doing down there. We have done some phenomenal things up here, and we are in a negotiation, or will be eventually, with this bingo thing, and we don't have the money. We're trying to take the burden off the taxpayers. So I just wanted to highlight that. Mr. Ludo, I know you down, and then there'll be some to say, well, we didn't have nothing to do. I've never seen anything this council has done against its leadership in the 4 years. I've never seen them come against leadership. So I can't imagine leadership saying, oh, I'm not with them, but they've never stood up. They've always moved as a unit. So these are the two names that was out there. But I just wanted to say, I found it appalling that you have a letter to the editor, opinion piece, telling us what to do, knowing that we trying to deal with cuts, we're trying to deal with grandma keeping her house, we're trying to keep the small business going, we're trying to get these little business districts in these neighborhoods, we got small business day coming up, we're trying to connect them with help, we're trying to make sure that there's no taxation without participation. So I just wanted to highlight that. I don't speak for my colleagues. I speak because we're all each elected individually. We don't run together. We're not a package. We can't even talk to each other. But because we can't, I wanted my colleagues to know what I thought about this. And we have got to stop having these independent boards that deal with government money and take the taxpayers' power away. I don't want to do that, because that's what we do. That's what happens. They elect us, we grin, we get here, and we're not giving it away, but we give it away to some other group and say, get it out of the hands of the politicians. You get it out of the hands of the politicians, you get it out the hands of the voters, the taxpayers. That's really what you're saying. Get it out the hands of the taxpayers. So grandma ain't got no equal power. And then put it with these boards that I don't know the names, who they are. They come down here every other month with a new deal, but guess what? We got to get some government help, because the government money is all that's out there. The private money has dried up, or they done held it up. It ain't like when I was on city council. Private money was coming in. All I hear now is private people on boards telling the government what to do with their money. So that's grandma's money. That's the guy that's out here trying to pay and take care of their family's money. So I wanted to be clear, because I think we need a reset, or as Commissioner Driehaus, her favorite word, we need to level set. Level set this thing and get this relationship together, because I don't want this to become Hamilton County is getting beat up because I'm trying to get elected to city council. Not me, but whoever's running. So, Mr. Ludo, I wanted to give you that, so when you go in those meetings, they'll whisper to you, oh, we not for it. I've never seen leadership and the council not be lockstep. Most of the votes are 9-0, maybe 8-1. And you mean to tell me now you ain't got no control? Not buying it. So this is a chance for us to level set. I know they talking about the petitions and all that, but let me say that my petition was the people that elected me. And I know exactly what they want, because they told me just not too long ago. So that's what I have, Commissioner President Driehaus. Thank you for the time, but I just needed that because one article came out, then another one. I said, wait a minute, we got to try to get this under control. Thank you.
Thank you.